Welcome. This is an actual play of a role-playing game. All the participants are adults. The content is intended for adult viewers. We strive to keep the content PG to PG-13, but it is a horror story and may contain horror themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy.
It will be all over soon.
Howdy, friends and floor heads. It is Saturday afternoon or evening, depending on where in the world you are. And if you're watching this after we played live, then I don't even have any idea what time it is where you are. But this has been long overdue. I have a bit of a reputation for ending on cliffhangers. And boy, did I live up to it on this one. So for those of you that maybe it's been a little while since you've watched, let's quickly bring everybody back up to speed. So it's been less than about 48 hours since each of you were transferred from Lehigh County Hospital to this old rundown Catholic hospital on the outskirts of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Each of you is recovering from some sort of serious injury and ailment, and it's kept you hospitalized for months. You fell asleep at County, but you somehow woke up here at Our Lady. Sam and Morgan were taken away in the night to a surgical lab and woke up with both of them showing scars near their belly buttons. Sam now sporting a new prosthetic eye, and Morgan in the middle of his forehead gaining a third eye, which he has been experimenting with. Angela, you can feel a lump in your abdomen after taking a pill given to you by Dr. Drake. And Dr. Haverly finally came to visit and seemed insistent on the four of you getting some rest. As he tried to administer something to Sam via syringe, Morgan threw a water pitcher at his head. Chaos ensued, with Ken slicing the stomach of Alf the porter, who's now holding Morgan by the back of his shirt. Somehow a second porter that looks identical to Alf showed up, is blocking the door and holds Angela lifted off the ground by her belt. And Sam is on top of Dr. Haverly after Angela punched him in the throat. Sam has a scalpel to Dr. Haverly's throat, and she threatened him to call everybody off or she would cut him. And we ended with Dr. Haverly exposing his neck more to the blade and telling you to go ahead.
Sam's holding it. It's like, just let us go. Let us go.
He looks at you and he says, let's take this back a little bit. You don't need any drugs. I just need a promise and a commitment that the four of you will stay in bed.
Yep. Yep. We'll sleep. We'll stay in bed.
So what do you do, Sam?
I'm gonna back off, still holding the scalpel, and move back to the bed.
Haverly stands up. He says, Elf, Bruce, let's help them get into bed. Elf carries Morgan over to his bed and somewhat gently lays you down there. I guess Bruce carries Angela over to your bed. Ken, you've been on the floor after getting hit by Elf. What are you doing?
I will stand up myself and make my way to the bed.
Dr. Haverly stands up. He kind of dusts himself off, picks up his stethoscope that fell down and puts it back on his neck, and he goes, I know this has been very trying and very traumatic. Being in the hospital for a long time can get to you. I will be back next week. I will be in constant contact with Dr. Drake. And my goal is for the four of you to get out of here as soon as it's safe.
Okay.
Alf, Bruce, we need to go check out Ward 4. And he leaves with the two porters behind him, and they close the door. It's about mid-afternoon.
I think Sam's going to get out of the bed. Is it a bed on wheels? She's going to move the bed to the door and block it.
Done.
Why didn't you stab him?
I can't just stab somebody. I mean, what was I supposed to do? We couldn't get out. There were two of them.
Oh my! There was two of them.
We're not planning on staying here, right?
No.
No, we're getting out of here.
Just to get them to stop? Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We still have the car keys. They didn't take anything.
We can't go to sleep. We're not safe here.
Morgan's still unstable, so he's just kind of rocking in his bed.
So if anybody has some reassurance or some psychology or anything along those lines, we can spend point for point to try to bring Morgan back up. How far are you from getting to 0 or above, Morgan?
I'm at -1.
Okay, so a 1 point spend will take Morgan out of this panicked mode. And let's do just a quick temperature check on everybody. So we know Morgan's at a -1 stability. What is your health right now, Morgan?
6.
Okay, and how about you, Angela? Health and stability?
Stability, I'm at a nice 3. Health, I'm at a 12.
Okay, and how about Sam?
Health is at a 14 and stability at 10.
Look at you. And how about Ken?
9 stability.
Okay. So does anybody want to try to kind of calm Morgan down a little bit here and maybe break his current state?
I would love to, but I don't think I have the skills for it unless I want to start flirting with him. That's pretty much or negotiation, but I don't think that'll work either.
I can. I have shrink.
Okay, great.
So I'll go over to Morgan and say, listen, us freaking out is not going to get us anywhere. We just saw two of the same guy. You have an eye in your forehead. I have tumors in my body. You have her eye in your forehead, so she's missing an eye. Um, I just need you to come back so we can properly escape this situation, okay? I want to give him like 2 points of
Great.
strength.
So go ahead and spend 2 on your shrink, and that'll bring Morgan to 1 stability.
And Morgan doesn't really say anything, but he kind of looks at you like he's heard you, and maybe squeezes your hand, and then just lays down, closes his eyes.
Don't worry, we're all going to get out of here together.
Now, the one thing I want to say is that, and remind me, nobody ate breakfast, and nobody ate lunch except maybe a couple oyster crackers, right? So I am going to need a quick health roll from each of you, just to handle the fact that whether you want to or not, you are getting hungry. And on a failure, just drop your health by 1 for me.
Okay.
Target number 3 or 4?
Target number 4, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's see. We have a 2 from Sam. Morgan is fortified. The strong 6. And it looks like, Ken, you rolled a 5. So who am I missing? Is that everybody? That is
It's
Angela.
me.
Angela. So you should be able to just click on health, and I think it'll let you roll it.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
I think Samantha's stomach grumbles and she feels a bit faint and sits on the bed. That's
where'd you
blocking the
say
door.
A D6. All right.
All right, perfect. Angela, you're all set with your 4. What are the 4 of you going to do? We've got
Okay.
Sam's bed up against the door.
Morgan's not, from a game perspective, I'm not mechanically broken, but I'm kind of just quiet, withdrawing a little bit from the group. I do have my little book that I pull out and just start to read. I pull that out whenever I get nervous or feel like I'm starting to fall apart, and it kind of centers me.
Yeah.
But I'm not participating in these conversations right now.
And go ahead and add the stability from using your source of stability.
Okay.
I think Sam's sitting on the bed looking around and like,
See if the door is locked.
Oh, sure.
Cool.
Yeah. If you go over and the bed's up against it, Ken, but you get there and you just kind of tap the handle on it, and it comes down. So the door has not been locked.
Ken, did we check the window? How far up are we?
Angela's gonna go over and check the window.
So you guys are on the 2nd floor, but there are bars, if you
windows are
remember,
barred.
on the window. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
We know how to get to the exit. We have keys. Some of us have winter clothing. We know where the car is. Like we can do this. It's just it's really just where are the 2 Alf and Bruce? Where are they gonna be?
Well, we can't keep the bed in front of the door the entire time.
Well, I remember watching something one. If we take a bed sheet and wet it and it's around ours, we might be.
It's an old place. That might work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to give that a try, John or Ken? I mean.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Is the window big
Now, in
enough
the
for us to
history
fit through?
sheet, yes, we use law.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Ken, you're able to take one of the sheets to the bathroom, either using the shower or the back of the toilet water. You're able to get it soaked. From a skill perspective, I'm going to need 2 rolls. One, I'm going to need a roll to see how successful you can set this up, and then we're going to need a roll for the actual brute strength. So let's start with, what are you going to use to try to mechanically put this together such that you could potentially break these bars? That's perfect. So let's do a target number 4 mechanics roll. Or actually, no, it's a spend. Yeah, that's not a roll, is it? The mechanics? I'm trying to remember.
It's a
It's
general.
in general.
It is a general. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
it's
will
zero.
roll. So you're gonna
Yeah.
all right. So you're gonna add 2, spend 2. So it's gonna give you a +2 to the roll. You just need a 4 or better. No problem whatsoever. So we see Ken kind of lacing the bed sheet kind of through, almost weaving it from bar to bar. We see him check, kind of give it a bit of a yank, and then you kind of see him redoing it a little bit. And once you finally can kind of get this to where you think you're going to get the most leverage, then what are we going to do?
Can I help?
Yeah, we can definitely help. I'll give a +1 for
I
those
would-
helping.
I'll help as well.
All right. And
All right.
this is going to be a straight athletics roll.
Athletics.
Yep. You're going to get a +1 from the help. And it's going to be a target number 5.
Do I need to spend any of my
We'll
athletics?
go ahead and spend 2 on that also.
Okay, great. So this will give you a +3 to the roll. All right, so you rolled a 1 plus the 3. It's going to get you to 4.
Okay.
So Ken, you see the bars react, right? You set this up correctly, and maybe if you were Alf, you would have been able to rip those bars down. But you realize that you just really just don't have the energy. I do need both you and Sam to take a point of damage, lose 1 health for the exertion. And for those of you that are watching, the reason that's happening is in their injured state, if they physically exert themselves, they are losing 1 point of health.
Oh, that's not going to be our exit. Do we need to?
Sorry.
Yeah.
As a TV.
Do we need to take turns in sleeping? I mean, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get out of here this afternoon or this evening, but
So the things that come at night.
perhaps if we lock ourselves, by the door while for tonight, that we can, stay safe and then get out in the morning.
Okay.
And then let's just play along for now.
I'm just trying to.
Perhaps.
I just kind of want to know what they're also doing to us.
I just want to get out of here, but perhaps Nurse Mathers, perhaps you can go for a smoke with her. I mean, it's still afternoon. She should still be here. Just see if they'll let us out of the room again.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I need to smoke. I am physically falling apart from the inside out. Yeah. All right.
I think Sam's gonna pull the bed back to where it's supposed to be, and then look at Angela like.
Okay. How do I call a nurse? I just kept sneaking out of the room. Honestly, haven't paid attention to that.
So, Angela, it was pointed out to you, you guys have little buzzers on each of your bed, and you go there and you hit the buzzer. And I don't know, definitely at Lehigh County, right? You have used the buzzers. They were much newer beds and a newer system. And you can hear a faint kind of noise every time you hit the button, and you hit it. And typically at Lehigh, it would take maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds before somebody would dip their head in to check on you. After about a minute and a half, maybe you've even hit it a couple more times, there's nobody who seems to be responding to the buzzer.
Okay, I'm gonna get up.
Well, we can say we tried to call them, but yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna head out the door and see if anyone's out there.
All right. So Sam moves the bed out so that you can open the door. I've got Angela opening the door. Is it only Angela stepping out?
Sam's going to look at the other two and like, well, Angela, shall I come with you, or at least we?
No, it's fine. Actually, she's gonna grab the lighter and cigarettes that she has as well before she steps out. Like,
Okay,
no.
I'll stay by the door otherwise. Okay, so I can watch you.
So, Angela, you step out into the hallway. It's a hallway you've seen more than a few times. And you look to your right, and you can see at the end of that hallway, you're here on the second floor, there's the nurse's station. From where you're standing, there doesn't appear to be anybody at the nurse's station. You look to your left and down that hallway to the left, you know that there's the stairwell as well as the elevator, that you went down that elevator previously to check to have your appointment with Dr. Drake. You guys, last time you went to that elevator, it was out of order. There was a sign there. It's difficult from where you are to see whether that is still the case or not. Most importantly, for what you're looking for, though, there doesn't appear to be a soul in the hallway.
Okay. Makes her feel super uncomfortable that there's like nothing here now. She's gonna first go down to the nurse's station to see if there's telephone, another buzzer, just anything to communicate with the outside world.
So you get down to the nurse's station, and you've been there, I think, twice now. And what you've typically seen at the nurse's station is this old computer with a conference phone that seems like it may have been bought 20 some odd years ago. And I think in the case with the nurses, sometimes you would see a sweater kind of draped over the back of the chair. That's not what you see now, though. As you get to that nurse's station, there's a typewriter and no phone and no personal belongings or pictures or anything indicating that someone has been at this nurse's station.
Oh, okay, and a typewriter? Like, just because she's gonna click on one of the letters. Okay. I'm not going crazy. This is really happening. And she's gonna like turn around and go to the elevator and stairs to see if the out of order sign is still on.
The sign is not there anymore.
Okay. It's taking everything in her not to just try to leave without the rest of the group.
Angela, is everything all right?
Yes and no. She's gonna head back. So at the nurse's station, there's a typewriter, no telephone. I've been there at least a few times now. There's always been, normal nurse shit there. And I think the elevator's working.
It's happening again.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna stay out in the hallway and just light her cigarette.
Okay,
And
go
just
ahead and
smoke.
you start smoking. That is your source of stability. So let's regain your 1 point of stability from using your source of stability.
She's staying out the room to be respectful to her her new survival friends.
And I'm imagining Angela taking a drag and just doing that smoker, like they think waving your hand is going to make all that awful smell go away.
Yeah.
For the other three of you, it's just like, okay, now your room smells like a cigarette.
Yeah, just okay. Um, this is making me nervous that there's no one here, and I don't know if if the first floor is going to look the same way when we left. Um, I don't know.
Morgan's going to sit up and throw his legs over the edge of the bed, just kind of start to get his head back so he can get up if he needs to.
So I think they're giving us, if they might just be giving us free reign because they know we can't get away.
Well, we've got to stick together.
Yes. Okay.
Can we lock ourselves in the bathroom?
I don't think there's a lock on the bathroom, and I mean we can lock ourselves in the room. We can barricade the door because the door opens inwards, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we can barricade the door. Does anything look different outside?
Nope.
Yeah. Just the typewriter. Everything else looks the same.
No, but through the window, outside. Okay.
No change. Yeah, same as the last time you looked at it.
I don't know. It's
Well, how long do you guys think? How do you guys think we're able to hold out in this room?
Not long.
I mean, eventually we're gonna have to have it.
Yeah. Especially with those two mammoths of a men. I don't.
Do we leave now? If there's nobody in the hallway?
I don't. I want to say no. Not right now, especially if the doctor's still in the building.
But we don't know where they are. So, Morgan.
Where's Ward 4?
So that was the one thing that you guys do remember, is that when there was discussion about our German friend that we met at the very beginning of this, Mr. Langley. Mr. Langley was said to have come from Ward 4, which was the psychiatric unit. Where it is, we don't have a sense of.
Okay, right now they're in Ward 4, so psychiatric, and I don't know where that is. I haven't seen it. I saw the child wards, the morgue, offices, and freedom. We can just start moving now.
Yeah, perhaps we go down and we just say, we called for a nurse and there was no one, so we've gone looking for a nurse. Morgan, are you all right to move? Ken?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's just grab all our gear in case we can get out, and let's just openly move. And if we get a chance, if we can get out of the building, we run.
So Morgan's in his hospital gown because he doesn't have any clothes. What are the rest of you guys wearing? Are you in clothes?
Oh, we stole a bunch of stuff and put it in the bathroom. Cause you're just in the hospital now. Angela will go to you and pass you the jackets. The snow jacket, but she's keeping the shoes.
Okay.
I think I still have my clothing on from when we all got dressed. So, and I'm gonna grab the scarf that I crocheted, which is also kind of a rope, and gather it up.
And did I hear what we're doing with the keys that are in the back of the toilet?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go grab those.
Okay. All right, so you guys are quite the motley crew. We see the four of you exit the room. And if I heard correctly, we're going to head towards the elevator and stairwell.
Yep. And then just like, hello, is anybody there? Nurse,
All you hear is the echo of your voice as the only response back. You guys get to the elevator, and a little bit farther down is the door to the stairwell. As Angela reported, the out of order sign is no longer on the elevator.
We
Do
should
we
take
want to
the
take the
stairs.
elevator? Let,
John, can you help me down the stairs?
I'll help as well.
I can help you. Yeah, my name's Ken, but yes, I can help you down the
Sorry
stairs.
about that. No
All right.
answer, and I can't figure out why.
Let's have the four of you work your way downstairs, and I'm gonna, because I get the impression we're not in a hurry. There won't be any health cost here. You guys are going to be very ginger, take your time, help each other where you need help. You go down the stairwell, which essentially is four landings, right? At a half landing per at the floor. And as you go down, you look down the center, which goes straight to the bottom. You see nobody there. And eventually you get to the first floor, and with no glass, just a door, same type of handle like you have in your room that you know from previous, should open into the hallway on the first floor.
Oh,
Angela, I think you're up front while we're propping Morgan up.
yeah, I'm gonna go and see if the door opens.
So the door opens. You kind of peek your head out Scooby-Doo style. All right. You look to your right and you see the main lobby. Everything, there's no lights on, which is odd because even during the day, there's not a whole lot of light that makes its way into Our Lady. And so there was always the fluorescent yellowish lights up on the ceiling. All of them are off, and things are in shadows, things are dark, so you can see the front lobby, can't really see the front door, but you know it's there. You were just there. You'd even stashed some clothes in the trash can, if you remember. You look to your left and you see the child's ward, which you went by. You can tell where the morgue and Dr. Drake's office is, but you can't really see them because they're kind of too far away and it's just too dark.
All right. Since I'm front and center, I'll try to stealthily go to the front door.
Okay.
The nurse's station?
Mm-hmm.
And I know Angela's doing that. Is everybody following Angela?
I think we're moving out into the hallway, looking around, and Samantha's going to call very quietly, "Nurse, nurse."
So you get to the front lobby, and in many ways, it's exactly the way you left it earlier this morning, or no, later last, or was it? No, it was earlier this morning that you guys were outside. No computer, no phone. There's no typewriter, no sweaters hung up on a peg. Completely empty. But how you left it. What is different, though, is the front door. Because now there's what looks to be at least 15 foot of chain that's been wrapped around the door and forcing the door closed with a very large padlock on it. And Ken, I think for you more than anybody, this doesn't look like a Mastercraft, you pick it up at Ace Hardware type padlock. It almost looks like a cartoon version of like a pirate's padlock, right? It's about the size of almost a basketball, and it's got this like corroded, rusted metal look to it. And I mean, you could the opening, the key opening is so large you could put like 2 or 3 fingers in there if you needed to. It almost looks like a comic book version of a padlock.
We need to get upstairs. I want to go. We need to go back to our beds. Come on. They're going to find
Morgan,
us. We need to
okay.
go upstairs.
No, but
It-
we were just looking for a nurse. We were just looking. Perhaps
They
we
don't
knock on.
care. They don't care.
Maybe
I-
we can just pick this padlock. Do you guys still have those scalpel?
I take it out and
Yeah.
hand it over to Ken. But
All right, then I would like to try to pick this padlock.
Okay, great. So you're going to take
And can I
those.
do that using engineering?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that using engineering, but I'm not going to have you roll or spend anything because as you're looking at it, Ken, you kind of take one of the scalpels and you kind of pressing in there, and you really can't see the mechanism inside, despite how large the hole is. And but you want to get the lay of the land, right? So you're using this strictly as a probing tool to try to kind of figure out how the thing is, and you're tapping and stuff and starting getting a sense of it. When you pull it out, every part of the scalpel that was in that lock is now corroded and rusted.
Well, that's
no.
I'd like to spend a point and sense trouble
Okay,
if I could.
you sure can.
Okay.
Target number 4.
That didn't work.
So the 2 plus the 1 gives you a 3. As you are all focused on looking at this lock, watching, hoping that Handyman Ken can bust you out, and as he pulls out that scalpel, and you realize that this shiny new scalpel that was most recently at the throat of Dr. Haverly is now corroded and rusted as if it had been left outside for a decade. You're all startled by a voice. Hi. And you whip around, and in a gown is a little girl. You would guess to be maybe 6, maybe 7. She's got side braided hair that goes down just past her shoulders. She's got the sweetest little face. And we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So this little brown-haired girl in her hospital gown is looking up at the four of you.
Hello.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Don't
I'm
don't tell Miss Mean Nurse M I'm supposed to not leave the room.
we won't tell anybody. We weren't supposed to leave the room either. So this is Angela and Morgan and Ken. Are you here on your own?
No, no, no. My blood has bugs, so they're taking the bugs out of my blood. And no, no. There's three kids, three of us.
3.
Okay. And do your parents come here? Were your parents here?
Daddy's dead, but no, mom hasn't come by in a while.
Oh. So you're on your own. And who's the mean nurse?
Mean Nurse M, she's real big. She's real big, and
Oh.
she always looks like she's eating a lemon. But
So-
she's better than than the ugly nurses. We hide from the ugly nurses.
What do the
Okay.
ugly nurses look like?
They don't have a face, and they're really ugly, and they have weird fingers.
Where do you hide from them?
Oh, sometimes I hide with the toys, and then sometimes just hiding under the bed's okay. Hey John, can you refresh your browser? We're not seeing your picture.
So is that in the children's ward, or do you get out? Have you been around the hospital a bit more?
So she kind of looks around. She goes, "I like to explore."
Ooh.
Oh, do you know any secret places or a door to the outside?
Oh, the doors don't work. The doors don't work, but yeah, there's the place where people talk funny and say silly things. And then there's the place with all the books, but the roof's broken.
Hmm.
There's a place, and she kind of gestures behind her. There's a place where sometimes people just lay real still, and it's kind of cold in there.
Mhm.
And then there's a place where people who are really hurt go. So yeah, but you can't tell the nurses. I get in big trouble.
No. And you don't tell the nurses that you've seen us either.
It's our
right?
secret.
It's our secret. It's our secret. Yeah. So, but you haven't been outside. No door, no window outside.
The doors don't work.
Where do you get your food?
Oh,
Have you found a place to get food?
no, they bring me food. So sometimes Alf brings food, and sometimes Bruce brings food, and then sometimes it's Charlie. I haven't seen Dave in a while, but they always bring us food.
And they all look like the same person, right?
I think they're brothers.
But Dave doesn't look like Alf and Bruce and
No,
Charlie, right?
Dave's super nice.
And
Okay.
Dr. Drake.
So, most times Dr. Drake's super nice. Like he'll bring us Jello sometimes, and if we're good, and he's making my blood better. Sometimes he's real mean, but that's at night.
What happens at night?
Well, sometimes he comes in with the mean nurses, with the ugly nurses, with the fingers, and he doesn't think I know it's him, but I can tell it's him even though he's wearing a mask because he smells a little bit.
You're a smart girl, Beth.
I whispered. Go ahead.
I have a question for you, Beth.
Yeah.
Where, if you can point, what direction are the people that talk funny and say weird things?
Well, you go. It's kind of hard to describe. You go down the hall, and she's pointing past
Hmm.
with the stairwell. You go down the hall, and then you go to all it twists and turns and goes, and then you have to. There's tape, and you have to kind of sneak through the tape. And then you got to go. Then you got to go back up the stairs. It's by where the books are.
Okay. Okay.
And
All
they
right.
all that like one of them talks really funny, like I can't understand anything he says, and then there's a girl who says silly things, and then there's another man that says silly things, and they don't think I'm real. They say that I'm pretend, which is
Hmm.
silly.
Yes, that is silly.
I
Whew.
say
All
under my
right.
breath, we can't leave her alone.
Yes, I know. God damn. There's two more.
Well, I look at the others. Shall we check out the other kids? Or
Yes.
Headed to the kids'
You
ward.
can't just leave them here.
we can't get
Well,
out ourselves anyway. But let's just stick together. And would you show us the other kids?
Yeah, when we can play with the toys.
I reach out
I'll show you my
to
favorite toys. Go ahead, Morgan.
I reach out to take her hand.
Doesn't hesitate, grabs right onto your hand.
Is her hand warm?
It is.
Okay.
So she. Why would you ask that?
I don't know.
So she walks you down the hallway, right to the children's ward, and she gives kind of a funny knock. So she goes, and then she opens the door. You come in. There's two other kids. They're both playing with blocks. It looks like there's a little girl who looks younger, maybe 5-ish, and she's hooked up to an IV. Difficult to tell what the IV is, but it's not like clear saline. And then the boy has what looks like some sort of like pinned structure to both of his legs. And he has crutches that are next to him. And she goes, "That's Jimmy, and that's Carrie. Carrie's blood has bugs in it too."
I walk over toward Carrie and just kind of take a look at the IV. I don't have any medicine, but I think I would know if it's ancient. If it's the glass bottles or anything. I just want to take a look.
No bag. It's a regular bag. It's not labeled, which is a little odd. And you can see the slow drip as it drips to the tube that's runs all the way to her arm.
Hi, kids. Have you seen any of the nurses? It's really quiet outside.
the good ones.
So
Yeah, the good ones, or the mean one. Well, or the grumpy one.
and Beth goes, "It's okay. Carrie doesn't talk." And the little boy goes, "Nope, no nurses today, but we had crackers, so we ate crackers."
I sit down on the edge of the bed with Carrie and, kind of stroking her hair, but just kind of looking to see if I see any scars on her head or her face.
So she flinches a little bit when you touch her at first, Morgan, but then your calm demeanor and everything, she's okay. And just giving a kind of a cursory look over, there doesn't appear to be any scarring or anything along those lines. Her skin is she's very pale, but it's really tough to tell whether that's her natural complexion or not. But that's about the only thing that really stands out. She doesn't say anything. And as soon as like she feels okay with you kind of stroking her hair, she kind of goes back to playing with some of the blocks in her lap.
Mm-hmm. I just sit there for a little bit.
I'm I'm gonna whisper to Sam and say, this made getting out a lot harder.
Well, first we need to find a way out,
Yeah,
but perhaps first we need to make a safe space.
yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can get into Dr. Drake's office while we're.
Perhaps we check out the morgue.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nobody here. They've locked us in here. We need to
yeah.
prepare. We need to gather what we can.
If you guys want to go check out those rooms, I'm going to sit here with the kids for just a little bit.
I was going to suggest that, Morgan.
And in my mind, oddly enough, finding these children, the innocence about them, kind of the feel you get. I'd like everybody to restore one stability. I find all of this pretty comforting for the four of you, giving you a new layer of purpose along that. So if everybody could add one stability back or restore one stability back. It sounds like we are venturing out, though. Morgan's going to stay there. So where is Angela, Sam, and Ken going or staying?
I want to first head to the morgue, like Sam suggested, then
Yeah.
get into
So-
the doctor's office.
It's all in the hall, right? So you can see the same doors from all the places that I say. You know, one of us stays in the door where the children are, so you keep eye contact with Morgan, while two of us check the morgue, one in the door, one inside, and then we check the doctor's office.
Okay.
Okay, so who's doing
Yeah, I'll
what?
stay in the doorway.
Okay.
I'll stay in the doorway, keeping an eye on both groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Um,
Angela, morgue first or doctor's office?
Let's go to morgue first, and I'll
Yeah,
stand in
okay.
the door watching your
Okay.
back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you guys go to the morgue. The door is closed, but you can see the glass through there, and it's got that tempered glass. You push the door open, and where you previously had seen the body of Mr. Langley, it's no longer there. The back of the morgue still has the refrigerated drawers to the left and the right. Everything is where you left it.
Okay. I want to check the lockers, and I want to see if the bone saw is still there.
Bone saw is still there.
I'm grabbing the
And-
bone saw.
Okay. And the lockers are empty.
Okay. So nothing. There's nothing else. So it's just the saw, the surgical tools, the drawers. I'd like to open one of the refrigerator doors.
Hmm?
See if there's any bodies in there. No. Okay. So it's all. Well, I turn around to Angela and hold up the saw. It's like, well,
All right.
got the saw. I think that's it for here. Let's try the doctor's office.
Okay.
So you go to Dr. Drake's office. And as I described before, I think it was just Angela who had been in here before. You've got his medical license hanging up. He's got a desk. He's got shelving, a bookshelf behind his desk with different medical journals. There's some odd jars with some formaldehyde where you've got different preserved, like a preserved hand in one of them, which is a little odd. Looking at the books themselves, they all are kind of a mixture of medical books. Some are really, really old, like from like the 19th century, mid 19th century. And then some as soon as medical journals that were published this year.
So,
Okay.
Angela, which one of us is searching the room? Which is
Are you better at searching? I
Not
don't know what that
sure.
fall under.
Um, mm,
So let's see. We've got. You've got a pretty good notice, Angela. Let's take a look
Yeah.
at Sam's notice.
non-existent.
Yeah, you don't have any
Okay.
points to spend. So I
Yeah.
think probably Sam, maybe
My
with her
turn.
her
Yeah.
history of looking for ways to get high or something. I don't know, but for whatever reason, you've got a very good notice. So if you want to spend a point in notice, you'll go
I
beyond what I just talked about.
I will do that because
All right.
And
it's
Sam's standing
important.
in the doorway with the bone saw ready, looking up and down the hallway.
So Angela, as you kind of go through everything, nothing's really standing out. The only thing that's odd, and it's at the bottom back left-hand drawer,
Okay.
is some folded papers. And you pull them out, and it's about 15 or so that have been folded in half. And as you open them up, you can tell that they are. Can you mute for me, Ken? That's coming through real loud, buddy.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. These papers are folded, and you can tell that they're like photocopies from an old book. And there's whole bunch of German text, and certain areas are circled as you're looking at it. And I think, and this will be for the same point spend. It appears to be maybe like a German medical book, but it's hard to tell, right? So there's maybe an illustration showing a let's say a person's arm kind of opened up, but it's drawn, right? It's not a picture.
Okay. I will. Hey, Sam, can you read and or speak German?
No.
Shit. Okay.
Any keys?
No keys.
Okay.
She's going to take the papers and then also like a jar of formaldehyde just in case someone needs to get hit with it.
Okay.
um, oh, examination room. I want to see what the was that pill he had me swallow.
Okay.
That's right across
Which
from the
so
office. So yeah, you go
so
over there, and standard examination room with the table that's they can recline up and down and pull the bottom out to lay your feet down. So if someone wants to lay prone, they can, or they can sit it up so you can sit there, which is where you were during the examination. And looking around, you don't see this bottle that Dr. Drake pulled that horse pill out of that he gave you.
okay.
So, what next? Where next?
Uh, we we get back.
Well, and the hallway continues past all of this, right? So past all of this is an area that none of you have been. Well, that's not true. Two of you have been down this hallway farther, but you've only seen the ceiling because you guys were on stretchers when it happened.
Do we
So,
keep going?
I'm going to call back Ken.
Yeah.
We're going to
Are
check the
you?
next couple of rooms. You guys all right?
Yeah, we're fine. Don't get too far.
No.
We won't.
We'll stay in contact. One of us stays in visual contact. Gee, there's got to be
Oh
kitchen
wait,
somewhere, or
wait. Can you speak German?
No.
Okay. Can you see if Morgan can?
Morgan, do you speak German?
No,
All
He
right.
said no.
All right. We'll be back. If you hear a scream, come get us.
let's try the next door.
Okay.
So you head down, and there's a large stretch of this hallway with no doors once you get past the examination room in Dr. Drake's office. And then to the right is a double door, the kind that you would push open, right? So there's no latches or anything. And above it, it says emergency room. And as you approach it, you can hear what sounds like somebody moaning. It sounds like a male voice. So as you get closer, it's coming from you. You hear this, oh, no.
Well,
I guess I'll put down the German paperwork that none of us can read. And Angela's going to get closer. I'm going to get
So
closer.
you get closer to the door. It's opaque. There's no windows. You can see the seam where the two doors meet. You can tell it's a swinging door. There doesn't appear to be any latches or any locks or anything. Not thick enough, though, to be able to peer through it. But as you get closer, you can hear, oh, oh, coming from behind the door.
I'm going to slowly open it.
how,
You slowly push open the door, one of the two. And it's labeled an emergency room. And as you push open, you can see it's some sort of triage area. What you see immediately is, all kinds of different equipment. You can see an MRI, like a portable MRI. You can see all kinds of medicine cabinets, those areas where they have the gloves on the wall where they can pull gloves. You can see all of that. But what strikes you is the source of that sound. And it's a Hispanic man who is laying on what appears to be kind of an ambulance stretcher. It's kind of stretcher that can be collapsed flat or stretched up, and it's up now. And he's laying there. You can see his profile because he's looking straight up. His eyes are closed. He's a young man, maybe in his early 20s, wearing fatigues, like some sort of army fatigues, and he's laying there with his eyes closed, and his arms, he's kind of holding his abdomen, and based on how he's just kind of shifting, it seems like if he's in pain, maybe that's the source of the pain. He does not notice you peeking in.
Okay. I'm going to look over at Sam. Very lowly, she's going to say, it's a guy holding his side.
any doctors? Any nurses?
Not that I could see. He's in the army fatigues.
Try and talk to him?
I think you should come with me. You might be a little bit better at
No, okay,
relating
okay.
to people than me. But yes.
You watch the hallway, and still brandishing the bone saw. Samantha's going to push the door open, poke her head in, and say, "Hi, hello."
You poke your head in, and before you say anything, you get the full view of the room. And at the far end of the room is obviously where the doors into the emergency room, or in this case, out to where the ambulances drop off of. You can see those double doors, and you can see the same set of chains, same type of chains that have got that sealed with a identical lock that you saw on the front door. But you also see this man that Angela warned you about. He's there. He's holding his side. Oh, and you say hello, and he goes, I don't, nurse, I don't feel good. I don't think this is getting better.
I'm not a nurse.
I
Who are you?
need the doctor. This is not getting better.
I don't know where the doctors are. Well, you're not all right. and I'm going to step inside. And so, who are you? What happened?
And as you step inside, you can see he's got standard army boots on, wearing green, black, and gray fatigues. You can see under his gurney, there's a shelf, and you can see what looks like a standard army duffel. He goes, Private First Class Flores. I need a doctor. This is not good. I can tell it's getting worse.
What happened?
I don't know. They brought me in this morning, and something happened, and I don't really remember what happened, and the doctor put me under, said it would feel better, and it doesn't feel better. You can see half of his shirt is untucked, so where he's covering, his shirt is on top of whatever it is, but you can see, unlike the right-hand side that's tucked in, you can see the left-hand side of his shirt is untucked, and he's just grasping onto the left side of his abdomen as he's talking to you.
Sam does have some medic.
Okay.
And he looks like he's in pain. She's going to put the bone saw on, I don't know, a tray to the side and move to him to take a look. Like, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I'm Sam.
Are you a nurse? And he has not opened his eyes. Are you a nurse?
No, but I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Fine. And he kind of lifts his arm up. Just giving you access if you want to lift the shirt.
I'm going to very gingerly lift the shirt to see what's underneath.
So you lift the shirt. It's obvious that he has been cut, and it looks like maybe a knife wound of some sort. The incision itself, where this cut happened, is easily 7 inches long. So this was a life-threatening knife wound of some sort. I'm not sure what Sam would expect, whether it be that the wound would be stitched or patched or something, but it's not. It's open. And the reason there's not blood everywhere, the reason he's even alive maybe, is this gray semi-transparent film that is covering the open wound. So you're able to see the wound through this film. And this film seems to kind of meld itself into his body. And it's not getting better.
Well, it looks like you're not bleeding. Perhaps, just keep pressure on it. What's your name?
Jesus Flores.
Jesus. Okay, Jesus. Keep pressure on it, Jesus. And I look back to Angela. We'll see if we can find a nurse.
Does Sam have anything, science, biology, anything along those lines?
Social sciences. And medic. Yeah, I've got medicine, but I don't have any points
Okay.
in it anymore.
For no spend on the medic, and there's no spend to be had here, I will tell you, this is not any type of like graft or anything that you've ever read or seen. This film seems to be organic, right? So it's not plastic or anything. It seems to be a part of him, and it does appear to be closing this wound. But it is not anything you've ever seen before. You're gonna go get a doctor.
I'm gonna.
We'll see if we can find help.
I'm gonna wave to Sam and like point to his bag.
Okay, so Jesus, you hang in there.
Okay.
And she reaches under for his duffel, and she starts pulling it out. We're gonna go look for help. We'll be
And
right back.
he's in so much pain. His eyes are closed. If you're trying to take his duffel without him noticing, honestly, I think you could just bang it up against a few things on your way out and he wouldn't notice. So yeah, you have no trouble getting his duffel.
Okay. So I grab the duffel, I grab the bone saw, I head back out into the hallway, close the door, and I just look at Angela like, that's I've never seen anything like it. But what do we do? He's in pain. It doesn't look like he's dying. We've got kids back there. We've got Ken. I don't know.
At most, for him, we can look for painkillers in the examination room.
I want to get a sense real quick. Let's cut to Morgan and Ken. As this is happening, about 2 or 3 minutes have passed. I want to get a sense of what you guys are doing during this time. I think, Ken, obviously you're keeping an eyeballs on the hallway and watching the two women. How about you, Morgan?
Morgan pats the little girl on the back and stands up and walks toward Ken, getting close. And Ken, I've got a terrible idea.
What's that?
I think I need to look at them with the other eye. But every time I do it, Ken, I go crazy, and I don't want them to see.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do a chokehold?
You want me to chokehold a child?
No, me. If I go crazy, I want you to do something to keep me quiet.
I imagine I can figure it out. Would you like me to maybe distract these kids while you deal with this?
I don't want
so
them
they
to
don't see your
me.
eye? Yeah. Let me distract them and
where are the other two? Can you see them?
Look out. Yeah, I think they have a duffel bag. Where the hell did they find a duffel bag?
Or can you wave them back here?
I'm going to try to flag down Sam and Angela.
We'll be. I'll see, and I'll start coming over.
Yeah, I think we're whispering and then just heading back.
Yeah.
and they're coming with full arms. They've got a bottle from Elderhide. They've got a bone saw. They've got a duffel bag. They've got folded up papers. But they head back. So they're with you now, Ken.
I've got an idea. So you remember when I told you that I looked through that eye and I could tell that Alf and the doctors were different than other people? I feel like I need to do that with the kids. Something's off here.
You go crazy each time.
I know. Do you have anything that would calm me down or quiet me, or if I go nuts?
We found a soldier with this.
You found a soldier?
Yeah, there's a soldier. Yeah. Where do you think I got the duffel bag? There's a soldier with a gaping wound in his side that's not bleeding.
I think there's something wrong with the kids.
Well,
why is there a soldier?
They transferred from here.
And the ambulance. Angela, I didn't. The doors. There's a padlock on the door there as well.
Okay. That means there's just a key somewhere that we gotta find.
What kind of soldier was he?
His name was Jesus. Yeah. Private Jesus. I forgot his name again, but I've got his duffel bag, and she puts it on the floor, and then I don't know. Morgan, you do what you've got to do.
Is there anything in the duffel bag that you guys can use to help me?
We haven't opened it yet. I guess we'll start opening up the duffel bag.
Yeah, Angela, you unzip the duffel bag, and it's about 4 changes of clothing, like 4 pairs of jeans, some shirts, a jacket, another set of fatigues are in there. I think what grabs your attention, though, is the Army issued 9mm pistol. And 2 clips.
Okay. Who knows how to shoot a gun?
I do.
Yeah,
So do
I
I.
look super surprised at that. Okay, 2 clips, a gun. I'm like, one of you take it.
Ken, you do. Keep it out of sight of the kids, and I'm going to try and block the hallway, and then I'm going to look back, and it's like, hey, Beth, Carrie, Jimmy, Jimmy. Oh,
Yep.
let's see.
Yep. Jimmy, Carrie, and Beth.
Jimmy, Carrie, Beth. You guys all right?
Yeah. Yeah. They're all just kind of sitting, kind of playing by themselves.
Okay.
S-
Um.
Would one of you go in there and distract them?
Yeah, I'll do that. Still, I'm walking to the room carrying the bone saw, and then I'm like, oh okay, here,
I'll take the
Angela.
bones off.
Angela,
Yeah.
hey kids, how long have you been here?
So I whisper to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I whisper to John, do whatever it takes to keep me from making noise.
What do you
Got
say
it.
to Ken?
Yeah. Who's is there somebody here I don't see?
Okay.
Who are you seeing with that third eye? Is there somebody new here?
What do you say to Ken? I'm sorry.
Now I forgot. Okay. Do whatever it takes to keep me quiet. Whatever it takes, okay?
Okay.
So I kind of stand. So Sam is playing with the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kneeling down, talking to them.
And they're
Okay.
fixated on Sam.
All right. I actually sit or I get on my knees because I don't want to fall down. And I open the eye and see what I can see.
I'm gonna walk around him so I don't have to see the eye again.
All right. So I've got Angela behind him. Ken is there, ready. Sam is in the room. You see what you've seen from a structural standpoint at the hospital. You can see this room was converted, that it wasn't originally a child's ward, but you can see them, bringing in and converting the room. That may have happened 50 some odd years ago. You can see a wrecking ball taking down the room later. That's not now. That's later that this building's getting torn down. You can see a young Sam, maybe in her late teens, in high school. You can see an older Sam who is happy and crocheting and knitting. You can see all 3 children. You can see when they were maybe a year ago, playing, happy, having fun. You can see Beth in the hospital. You can see doctors shaking their head. You can see talking to the mother, no father there. With the other 2 kids, we can see some sort of braces being put on Jimmy's legs. You can see all kinds of tests being happening. Normal tests, though, just for God, I forgot her name.
Carrie.
Carrie,
Carrie.
thank you, for Carrie. So unlike when you looked at the doctors, unlike when you looked at Alf, you're seeing different phases in each of these people's lives, including Sam. What's different about these kids is you're not seeing them any older.
Okay. And when I looked at
stability
saw
test
Sam,
before we do anything.
just a question. When I saw Sam, she was older than she is now.
She was.
Okay. All right. Here goes nothing. Mm,
So I'm forgetting. We've been taking 2 stability. Is that what we've been?
mhm.
Yeah. So
I think so.
drops 2 stability. That brings you back down to -1. I'll let you.
Should bring me to 1, shouldn't it?
Oh, it does. That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. I've been giving. All right.
Mhm.
So it brings you back down to 1. So we're not below 0. You're fine. Morgan, as that eye closes, I do want to get a sense of how you're able to take in all of that with this new power that you have without breaking.
I think I'm becoming a little more used to it. And, as we talked before, this is, the stranger side of things is not that foreign to Morgan.
Right.
He's been, um, he's been on the edge of this occult and spiritual things before. So I think, he's starting to be able to build a wall, but also he prepared for this one. It wasn't done on the spur of the moment. Um, he thought about it while people were walking around, and it was something he felt like he had to do. Um, that being said, I think when I close the eye, I just it's crushing, right? Because I am a sensitive person, even though I don't act like it sometimes. But it is it destroys me to know what's going to happen. So, just a clarification: when I saw Sam and she was crocheting, was she older than she is now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. At least 15 years older.
So I think I stay down on my knees, and it's hard to keep the tears back. Um, and I just kind of sit there for a few minutes, just really quiet, while Sam's playing with the kids. So then after a minute or two, try to compose myself and grab a hold of John's or I'm gonna do that. Ken's hand, help myself up.
Ken helps you up.
Yep. What'd you see, Morgan?
Let's go. Let's just go. We can leave the kids here.
No, we can't just leave the kids here.
They're not going to make it out of the ward. Sam,
Yeah,
Are you
Morgan?
going to believe your third
I think you
eye?
do make it out of this.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks. Hey, Bethy,
Yeah.
you all right here?
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's getting close to lunch, but yeah.
Yeah, you hungry?
Not yet. Not yet. We had crackers.
Okay, yeah, no. I'm a bit. She's going to get up, toddle a bit. Yeah, I'm a bit peckish myself. Hey, Beth, I think we should probably get back to our own rooms, and you don't tell them that we've been here, and we won't tell them that you were out. So, but we'll come by later, okay?
Okay.
So
Big secrets, right?
yeah. Hey,
Big secrets. If I need to run away,
yeah.
what can I come to you?
Of course, of course. I mean, if you want to come with us right now, but you've got such a nice room here. Our room is upstairs. Have you been upstairs?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
I know where the stairs are.
Okay, we're up the stairs, up for stairs, and then down the hall. But we'll come by quick again.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
I walk over and sit down on the bed again, and rub her hair and um, squeeze her hand and tell the others, I'll see you later, okay?
Jimmy
And I
gives you a
just
big thumbs up.
get up and walk out
You
the
all
door.
take care of Carrie. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
okay.
It's new day. All good.
Okay. We'll be back soon. We'll be back soon.
So 4 of you step out of the child's ward. The door slowly closes on its own.
Okay. So
It's really quiet in the hallway.
where do we go from here? There's the soldier with the gaping wound. That's not bleeding. That's something freaky. We can. I don't know. Were there any other doors upstairs for us to check?
There was a whole Pat. Wait
Yeah.
again. You guys have not really explored really the east part of this building, right? You guys have been pretty much regulated to the western part of the building, between where the nurses station is, which is right above where the main entrance lobby is, and kind of the farthest west you've gone in this building is where the staircase and stuff is, unless you have been in a gurney in the middle of the night, because that's the direction you went when we had our visitors. And I'm going to put us at like 4-ish, roughly.
So, do we head back to our room? Do we keep exploring? We're going to need food at some point.
What kind of medicine do you have in that bag?
In the duffel bag? I don't know.
I need something to calm myself down. I just want to forget what I just saw.
I don't think he has anything in there.
Did
Angela?
you guys find anything?
The German papers. Read that. I'll be right back. And she's going to go inside the examination room to look for different types of pills.
Yeah, you have no trouble finding some what you even can tell are different levels of painkillers, from standard like Tylenol, acetaminophen, to what appears to be something a little bit heavier or stronger, I
Okay.
should say.
She's going to pick up the Sudafed and the stronger thing and bring it back. Pass Morgan the less of a stronger one, and then going to go feed the soldier the very stronger painkiller.
Perhaps you guys come along with us. You can see him too.
Yeah.
So I take 2 of the pills out of the bottle and swallow them without water.
I need a choking roll. No, I'm kidding. You guys head
Sure,
down,
why not?
You guys head down the hallway towards the emergency room doors. Unlike before, it's quiet. We don't seem to hear Private Jesus Flores in the hallway.
I'm going to knock on the door and then push it open. Jesus?
He's laying there.
Gonna move in. Jesus, are you? Reach out and very carefully shake his shoulder. Jesus, are you all right? Put my fingers to his throat, see if I can. Is he still warm? Is he breathing?
He's warm. You put your finger to his neck. No, maybe it's a little bit higher. We see Sam kind of moving her hand up and down the inside of his jaw at his neckline. And Sam, there's no pulse.
Okay. It looks like Jesus didn't make it. Yeah. I'm gonna step back, step into the hallway again. I don't know what to do.
I don't know either. I'm out of ideas.
Angela is probably gonna pop one of the pills. She's gonna. I think she still has a bone saw. She's gonna go into the medical room, start pulling out plugs and cutting them.
So you guys see Angela go in there and she's sabotaging, destroying equipment in the ER.
Yeah, cause it's just a bit. The kids aren't gonna make it. The Jesus just died as soon as they got back. It's no, this art. If we die in here, we're gonna make this shit hard for them.
When I see what Angela's doing, I go in and start just bashing things as well with whatever I can find.
Ken, what do you think as I look at them destroying the place? Do we keep looking, keep moving? Do we move back, go back to the room?
Well, I don't think what they're doing is going to help. But if we stay in one place too long, we got to move.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we're making it out of here.
Well, we can't think like that. Let's keep moving. We keep looking, or it's only 4:00. Something like that. Let's see if we can find some food, or let's see if we can find some place to hold up, because they come out at night. Or do you think our room is the best place that we can defend ourselves? And I point at the gun. We've got that now.
We had knives. Knives didn't help. Why would the gun help? I don't think it's going to matter where we go. They're going to find us.
Well, then let's
point is.
Well, let's just. I mean, then if that's how you're going to be, you might as well just blow your own brains out now. Let's just keep moving. We're not dead yet. They haven't got us. We're free. We're moving. We've got a gun. We've got a saw. Let's keep moving.
Do you have reassurance, Naomi? Or does Sam have reassurance? No. Okay.
I do have flirting, so I might reach out and I'm like, Ken, don't listen. You know, we'll
handsome
make it
man,
out.
you.
Right.
We'll make it out.
Me making it out makes no difference. These children aren't going to make it out. So what's the point?
Well,
what are we going to do?
We don't know that.
Yeah, we've got Sam pushing you guys to keep going. We've got Angela and Morgan going, full destruction on this ER in sweet memory of Private Flores. What's going to happen?
I think part of more. Go ahead.
No, you can go, Morgan.
After I've done this for a while, I just turn and tell Angela I think I'm ready just to go up and see what they do. I don't know what else to do.
Like we can't get out easily. There's got to be.
You saw what happened to
Well,
the scalpel, right?
yeah, that that at least means there's a key. Don't know where that key is, but I think if we cooperate, we can find out more information, and hopefully this set them back.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't see any other way out. So I just walk out the door and start walking toward the stairs.
You can't be serious, Morgan. I mean, are you just
I'm
going to let
following
them
Morgan.
do?
I'll stand next to Sam.
Sam, do whatever you want. I'm tired. I think I'm going to just leave it up to fate and see what happens.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do that.
No, we've got to keep on. Either we hold up. I mean, we're not gonna let them take whatever's next. I mean, we can't give up now. Let's
But
just keep moving. Let's see what we can find. I mean, we found a gun. We found kids. We
But you saw
Who
what
knows what
happened.
we'll find.
You saw what happened when Ken stabbed Alf, right? Nothing. Or whoever stabbed Alf.
That was Ken.
Well, I mean, that means that we need to be smart about it. I mean, we're on the first floor. Let's see if perhaps we other were the windows barred on the first floor. Is well, we've got a bone saw now. Perhaps we can saw through the windows.
And you've gone a little bit further down. You got to the emergency room, but that was not the end. You're not even out of the East Wing yet.
So, let's just keep on moving. Let's just keep on looking. Or it's still.
Angela, I want to find the doctors and see what the hell's going on here.
Is there a metal tray laying in the mess that we made?
Sure.
I just pick it up and scream and throw it as hard as I can against the wall and walk out. I'm going toward the stairs. I'm going to go upstairs.
We
Yeah.
have to understand he's not going to have a normal fucking life if we manage to get out of here. He has goddamn eye in his forehead.
I'm going to toss Sam the gun and walk off with Morgan.
What is it with these? I mean, I am not going to let them cut more pieces out of me or off me or anything like that. Angela, you gonna come with me?
I can't leave you by your fucking self. Yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay, let's just see what we can find, and otherwise we'll head back up to the others for this evening. We'll barricade ourselves in, or I'm not. Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Or
go.
we'll stay with the kids, or we'll stay with the kids.
We'll come back for the kids because regardless of anything, I can't have another child be orphaned or die on my hands. And we don't even fucking know if Morgan's eye is correct about all of this. They put it in him. We're just assuming it is.
It's I don't know. I think he's lost it. Let's just see
Yeah.
what we can find, and then let's stay with the kids. I mean, or we'll hold back up. We'll we'll barricade ourselves in. I mean, they're gonna come. They'll come after us at any point. So no reason to make it easy for us. Easy for them.
I do, and this is hard. I have some type of sick curiosity on what is happening to us here. There has to be a reason. Is the doctor lying 10 times out of 10 in this case? Yeah, he's not letting us out next week. We're going to wind up in a fucking psych ward.
Well, perhaps we'll find stuff in the library. Perhaps we can find a dictionary there.
Yes, for the German paper.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the other guy spoke German, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Let's find a library. By any chance, did Morgan throw the papers that I gave him down at a certain point when we went into our little rage session?
Yeah, when I was destroying the thing, I would have just thrown them as well.
Sure.
Okay, I will go ahead and gather the paper and like, oh, never in my years of being alive was I like, let's go to the library. That might save our life.
All right, so I'm imagining seeing Ken kind of half jog to catch up to Morgan as Morgan heads back towards where the elevator and the staircase is, and we see Angela and Samantha kind of convincing each other, like, no, we're not. We're going to rage against this. We're not going to do that. And we see the two of you head the opposite direction, past the emergency room, and the next door, also labeled. It says hospital records, and it's closed.
I think Sam's going to take out the gun and shoot off the lock.
Oh, it's not locked.
Oh, it's not. Oh, in that case, she's just going to open the door. She's going to open the door.
Okay.
I love that.
So you open the door, and it's sort of comforting in its own way, I think, Angela. Whoever's in this place smokes, because the smell of tobacco just wafts as you open the door. And as you open the door, Sam and Angela, you look in and you can see what may be 7 or 8 aisles of cardboard boxes up on shelves. And the shelves are almost 8 feet tall, and there's like five levels to each of them. And you can see that they stretch down the long length of this large room. And there's 2 chairs, like those really like cheap metal chairs with the plastic molded seating, to your left. And in front of you is this desk. It's got stacks of papers all over it. It's got a little metal name tag sign that says David Saul on it, that's facing towards you or anybody else that were to come in the room. And you see the top of an old man's head. He seems to be shuffling papers in front of him, and he goes, "Well, close the door."
Okay, yes, sir.
And
And I'm going to step
yeah.
inside.
And he looks up, and if he's in his early 80s, he's 14 years old. Thick glasses, like to the point where, someone who has such thick glasses that their eyes look abnormally large. And he goes, "Oh, you're not a nurse. What are you doing in here?"
We can't find any of the nurses or the doctors. I'm Sam. Who are you?
He taps his finger on his name tag, on the little name plate in front of him. "I don't think you're supposed to be in here."
Well, I'm here anyway, so
"I got work to do. So you guys go do what you do."
I look at Sam. Is he one of them? Like everyone else left. Did you see the locks on the door?
You just opened the door. It's fine. The door's fine.
no,
The
the
front
door
door.
to outside. The door to outside is locked.
Okay, well, get one of the porters or somebody to unlock. I don't understand how this is my problem.
Do
I've
you
got work
live
to do.
here?
No,
If you don't live here, then it's your problem, because when you're trying to leave, you can't.
I've got 4 more hours on my shift. I have got piles of stuff that needs to be filed, and you're slowing me down.
Can you help us find files then?
I fail to understand how this is my job.
Got it.
Now, you guys are in street
Okay.
clothes. And he kind of looks, glasses, kind of listening. He goes, "Wait, you're not the auditors, are you?"
Well, I know we're a bit early.
I was supposed to have a month to be ready.
It's
That's
you
not
know,
our job.
this type of thing happens. I'm sure it was. I'm sure they let you know. I'm. It's. I'm sure it'll be fine. Um, do you have the files for Sam Smith?
Look, the state's paying you to make sure that I do my job. Nobody's paying me to make sure you do your job. So I'm going to do my job. You do your job. Let's go to credits. I've got to start in the obvious place, which is right out of the gate. After my quick recap, Naomi, before we'd gone live, has said that you had not made a decision about what the hell Sam was going to do. What made you decide to do what you did?
I think that Sam's act first, think later. But at the point that she was holding the scalpel to his throat, she started thinking, and I think that she's a real estate manager. It's something. It's one thing in a panic to stab somebody in the back. It's another thing to slit somebody's throat, and I think that she was just in denial, didn't know what to do. And the thing that clinched it for me is that I thought in a horror movie you'd be shouting at the screen, cut him, cut him, cut him, and that's what she didn't do. So yeah.
The reasoning makes sense to me. I mean, as screwed up as everything that's happening, I love the fact, and I think this is good role play, right? Like, this isn't Dungeon and Dragons, right? We're not murder hobos. I mean, we're talking about cold-blooded murder, Sam, in that instance, right? It's not even self-defense necessarily at that point. And I believed it. I completely believed it. And one of the things that I've been thinking about, in the long break since last session is what would I do as the GM if Sam did just slit his throat? And I mean, it would have been a hefty stability test, I think, because I think the reality of you killing somebody would have a huge impact. So the fact that Sam didn't do it, I totally believed. Was as players and not as characters, was anybody surprised? What were you thinking? You didn't think she was going to do it, Shadika?
I didn't think she was going to do it.
No, everybody was not surprised. Look how they love you, Naomi. They think you're the best. All right, so let's be real quick. Let's do stars and wishes. So let's start with stars. Naomi?
Oh, stars. Well, I really like. I think Morgan's getting addicted to his third eye. He's trying to try it out on everything. So yeah, I really like that. But he's believing it too much. So yeah, and the big cartoon padlocks on everything. It's yeah. And the creepy little girls not turning out to be so creepy at the moment, at least.
So as a player, Naomi, what are you hoping and wishing for here in the next episode or two?
I'm really curious to find out what's going on. I mean, it's suddenly it's all abandoned, and it's it's changed. We're on a exploration. So yeah, I think I'm really curious to find out more of what's going on and see if we can find a way out.
Yeah, and I feel like you've got a lot more threads to pull than before. So it'll be interesting to see, as we move into that more investigative. It feels like that's where we're headed, right? When we talk about this type of a game, there always seems to be some investigative piece where we try to understand what the hell is happening. I think that we've got guesses. Let's see if we can't solidify it. How about for you, Shadika? Stars and wishes.
Stars. I have to say it's definitely Morgan and him sticking with his character of I kind of just give up. We can't escape. Because in every horror movie, there's always that one person that splits the group up, and it was the perfect time. So,
but you even said it in the voice of Angela, which I thought was really important for all of us to hear again, which is Morgan doesn't think he has a future at this point, right? Like he's got an eye in his forehead. And I really liked that moment a lot, Shadika, because I think it reminds us like what could possibly be going through Morgan's head right now with something as unreal as what's happening. How about wishes, Shadika?
Wishes. I just want to throw this formaldehyde at somebody at this point. We got the vision of the kid, and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, she is pissed at this." But wishes like, how are we going to come back as a group? That's what I wish to know how that's going to happen if it happens.
Right. Kevin, stars and wishes.
I think the star moment was when we were confronting each other and trying to decide: are we going to stick together? Or are we going to leave? I mean, that was a pretty powerful point. And Kevin, the player, saw it both ways. But I thought that was pretty powerful. And wishes, sort of like Shadika. Man, it would be nice if we'd all get back together again, hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but I just don't know that it's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, John, stars and wishes.
Stars, the record keeper.
Oh, you're a fan of Mr. Saul.
I really am. Yeah. Wishes also more of the record keeper.
That's fantastic. So as always, a ton of fun. So guys, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. So that's going to be March 4th. We're playing again. So we'll hopefully not have nearly as long as a gap. We'll find out what is going on with Mr. Saul and our auditors here in the hospital records. We'll also find out, is Morgan really giving up? We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.